Hello, I'm DM Bigfoot, and welcome to The Inlay, taking you inside the box. Now let me ask you something. Have you ever wanted to be rich? Have you ever wanted to have a mansion? Have you ever wanted to fill that mansion with sexy anime maids? Well, have I got the game for you. Tanto Kure. Tanto Kure makes each of its players the lord or lady of a mansion missing one crucial component: maids. Now, Tanto Kure is a deck building game, and for those unfamiliar with deck building, each person starts off with this thin deck of cards that can't do much of anything. And over the course of the game, you turn this thin, embarrassing stack of cards into a fat pile of victory point grabbing greatness. Now, you will do this by purchasing cards from the town. A town, apparently, whose only occupants are maids. Maids just waiting to be hired by a young, upstart mansion haver like you. So a turn of Tanto Kure will go like this. After drawing 5 cards from your hand, you have one service to use the special powers of one maid. Then, you use any money you have to purchase one card from the town, and then all of that will go in your discard pile. Then, after your deck has been fully used up, you'll shuffle that up into your new deck, including the new cards you just bought. Now, you won't be hiring these maids for money. No, you have a stronger, more universal currency: love. That's right. Each of these talented ladies only asks for love in return for their service. I'll let you figure out what the designers are trying to say with that one. And each one of the game's 16 maids is a special power. Some let you buy more cards, or draw more cards, or both. Some are worth extra love, and some let you get cards from the town free of charge. And it's the combinations of these cards that make the game exciting. For example, in a couple of turns, your deck could look like this, and your turn will go like this. You draw 5 cards. With your one service, you can play this maid here. She gives you 2 extra service, so you can play 2 additional maids. I only have 1, but she lets me draw 3 cards, so let's see what happens. I got another maid to use that extra service with, and she lets me draw an additional card, lets me have 1 more service so I can play her. She lets me do 2 buys so I can buy 2 cards with all the love I have here. And after a turn like that, you can't help being like, heck yeah, 4-maid combo! And then all your friends are going to look at you weird. They're going to be like, what the hell did you just say? And then they're all going to start laughing. Everyone is going to erupt in laughter because you just said 4-maid combo, and it was in earnest. That's what this game does. That's what's really fun about this game. Now, before I get to this last thing, I'd like to take a moment to give actual props to the design of the cards in this game. Each of the maid cards has this overlay at the bottom which shows the 4 basic attributes of the game: extra draw, extra love, extra service, and extra buy. And whether the maids have one of these 4 or not, this overlay is there, making it really easy to look over the market at what all the maids do. Okay, so this last thing. So, at this point, I suspect most of you are either giggling with glee or sighing with disappointment at this game. But wait, let me mention the chamber. Now, the way to win this game is to have the most victory points, and some of these maids are worth those victory points. However, the ones that are usually useless. Sure, they're valuable at the end of the game, but that's all the way at the end. During the game, all they do is clog up your perfectly designed deck. Those who are familiar with Dominion, the first deck building game, know what I'm talking about. However, unlike Dominion, in this game there is something you can do about it. You can take one of those victory point maids, one of those useless maids, and make them your very own personal chambermaid. Wink. Just paying a few extra service, wink, you can take them out of your deck and into your chamber. Wink, you get it. In an action my group affectionately calls chambering. There are also private maids that you buy that go directly into your chamber, and they give you some continuous effect, either a bigger hand size or extra love or something like that. And if you're the saboteur kind of guy, there's bad habit and illness cards that you can throw into your opponent's chambers that give them negative victory points and block the special power of their private maid. So, when the game is over, when 2 of these maid stacks has been completely purchased, then you count up the most victory points in both your chamber and in your deck, and whoever has the most is the winner, and is crowned King of the Maids. I'm not kidding, that's actually exactly what the manual calls the winner of the game. So, overall, this game is fun and funny. It is hilarious. And yes, The theme is not for everyone. It's got a little bit of that misogynist overtone with all the sexy anime maids, as I mentioned. However, it's not a game to be taken seriously. If you're sat around the table seriously, if you're sat around the table thinking, yes, my maid empire can finally be complete, then I'm not sure if you're the kind of guy I want to game with. But if this does sound like your cup of tea, rejoice, because there's also an expansion to the game. This adds 16 more maids to mix and match, plus it adds buildings, one of which you can use instead of chambering. You can build a whole building to throw your unwanted maids into. And there's another expansion on the way called Romantic Vacation, which is really just an excuse to have the maids in bikinis. And you know what? What's wrong with that? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time on The Inlay.